Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Jessie, and welcome back to another episode of Rewire to Inspire. This show where we'll dive into self-love, learn tangible ways to rewire the brain, and discovering your soul's purpose. The goal of Rewire to Inspire is to encourage listeners to begin doing the hard work, to get curious and open to maximizing your life. Our mindset shapes how we live. Depending on life events, traumas, and personal experiences, our mindsets are all vastly different. However, one thing we all have in common is the ability to rewire our mind, to change the narrative, and to pivot our lives. I hope you leave each episode with the belief that you are so worthy to live a life true to you. I look forward to chatting with you every single Tuesday and Thursday and helping you grow exponentially in all areas of your life. Without further ado, here's today's episode. Hello, you guys, and welcome back to my podcast, Rewired to Inspire. I am so excited to be jumping on the microphone with you all. It is a beautiful, sunny Saturday morning, and I am feeling just really good today. I've been feeling pretty good for the last couple days, so I'm riding with it. I am full of gratitude. I'm just feeling eager in the fact that spring is, I think, 24 days away, something like that. And so I'm really excited just for some longer days, some sunshine. Mine and my partner's reno property is only a couple minutes away from the beach, and I've never had that before in my life. So I'm just super excited. And I realize that on the days that we feel, like life is too much and we can't handle it, and we just feel like we want to give up and there's no hope and there's no brighter days, I hope you know, when you take this to heart, to know that brighter days are coming, literally and figuratively, and that stick with it for a little longer, stay in there. I hope you know that you're worthy to know that it's okay to feel that way. Sometimes we have to feel that way because our body's trying to communicate with us that we're needing something, or that we're missing something, or one of our cups isn't full, something is feeling depleted. And so know that every emotion holds a message, and every message is something within our body actually trying to show us love and protect us, not trying to villainize us. So sunny days are coming. Summer is coming, and it's just going to be magical. So if you guys are listening today, when today's episode came out, happy Thursday. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful week. March is upon us. I actually don't know the date on Thursday. It might already be March. Yeah, I think it will be, which is crazy. So I'm going to say happy March, even though I don't actually, I'm going to have to check now before I leave you guys with that. Thursday will be March 2nd. So happy March, you guys. It's going to be an incredible, incredible month. But nonetheless, I am super excited to be jumping on here with you guys for episode number 104. And today is one that I think is going to resonate with a lot of people. At least that is always my goal, is to allow this and allow my experiences and allow what I'm going through to speak to your guys' heart and give you guys the permission and the message that maybe you're not knowing that you need, but that you might actually need to hear. And these are always things that I wish someone had told me, or someone was in my ear telling me. And so I hope that I can be that for you. And I hope you feel safe and loved in this space, because that is always my intention that I want to bring to the mic. So today's episode is going to be all about paying attention to how other people respond to your truths or to your boundaries. So this past week, one of my friends had sent me a message about her birthday party on Saturday, which is today. And I had mentioned a couple weeks ago that I could go. And as time has gone on, I'm just realizing I don't really have a lot of time, especially on Saturdays. Saturdays are my most productive days to work on stuff for Next Level University, to work on my podcast, to work on social media, client stuff, to do back end stuff that I just don't have the time to do Monday to Friday. And so I said yes, but there was always a part of my brain going, I don't know if we're actually going to be able to make it. And so she had messaged me, I'm going to say on Monday, and I didn't respond to her message until yesterday, which was Friday. So it sat there for almost a week. And a part of it was because I completely forgot about it. But a part of it as well was guilt of feeling like I said yes, but I actually don't know if that's an alignment based on all the other things that I know I need to get done. And so finally yesterday, I got the courage, I remembered, and I answered her message, and I said, hey, listen, I'm super, super thrilled that you asked me. However, I just have a lot of stuff on the go right now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I hope you have the absolute best birthday. Let's see if we can get something on the calendar maybe in the future. And that was a really, really, really hard message for me to send because I have a hard time choosing myself. And typically I would just comply, say I can do my stuff later, and I would have went. But I knew that there's a part on the back of my brain that had I gone would have been like, you're not supposed to be here. You're falling behind. You have all these things you need to do. And again, I recognize that not everybody has that. I definitely have big goals, and I recognize that I am an overachiever, and I care about my work, and I care about getting things done because that's, my mission. That's where my values lie. So I know that not everybody is going to resonate with that. And some people might just say, oh, well, you still need to have fun and, work can get done later. But to me, doing these things is when I feel most in alignment and I feel my best self. And so anyways, I had a really, really hard time sending that message to her. And her reply back was, it's okay. I totally understand. I hope you have a very productive day. And it was, I can't remember the end of it, but it was just a very sweet and nice message. And I was like, wow, thank you so much. And I literally said to her, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for saying that and responding in the way that you did, because there was definitely a part of me that was scared she was going to be mad or ignore me or lash out, because that is what I've been given evidence of through multiple relationships in my life and friendships in my life. And so she gave me the permission to know that this is where I'm supposed to be. And that's what a good friend would do. A good friend will not guilt you for stating your truth and stating what is in alignment for you and what is best for you, because a friend will want that for you and will want to cheer you on and not be selfish in a way of saying, yeah, but it's my birthday. You should be here if you care about me. And it just really blew me away, her response. And I knew I had to come on here and share this because there was definitely a part of me that was like, she's going to be mad. She's going to be upset. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want her to feel like I don't value her or value her birthday. But in a way, my work is more important across the board. It just is. This podcast is going to be around way longer than going to a birthday party. And I don't mean any disrespect by that, but there's a part of me that knows this is exactly where I'm supposed to be to optimize my growth journey that I am on. And I know this is where I need to be. And so she gave me the permission to work. But typically what happens is people guilt me for not choosing them. And I think we have all experienced this in some way, shape, or form, where we speak our truth. We say, I don't really want to go to that. Or in fact, we don't say that because we're scared of speaking our truth. And I realized that I have a hard time speaking my truth because for so long when I did, no one understood and I was backlashed at. So my brain formed the relationship with saying no with, you are going to get in trouble, you are going to be disliked, you are going to be lashed out at. And so I would just comply. But those who have your best interests at heart are the ones that are in alignment, and they are the ones that will understand. Those are the ones who are, they won't get mad at you, and they will understand as best as possible. And all we can do is realize that we can't control how other people are going to respond. All we can do is stick to our boundaries and stay in alignment for ourselves and know and trust that the right people will ebb and flow in our life based on that. But if we are constantly going against what we believe and what we think, the law of attraction will never work because we are not living in harmony in it for ourselves. And so every time that you comply because you feel guilty, and trust me, again, I know what that feels like. I am definitely a recovering people pleaser. I hate when people feel upset. I hate when people feel hurt, especially if I feel like I had something to do with it. But the thing is every time you're doing that, you're actually saying to your brain, hey, your needs don't matter. Hey, whatever it is that you're wanting, that comes second. Your needs come second. Everybody else is first. And I think that does come from childhood, and that comes from our experiences that we've gone through of just feeling like our needs aren't worthy to be loved and appreciated. And so we just comply and we people please and we do this really, really negative cycle. And the only way that we can intervene with that is to start saying no and to putting in boundaries. And from my perspective, I kind of wrote down some things that can be helpful to speak your truth and to start overcoming being a people pleaser. So the first thing that I want you to do is to start by honoring that you are choosing you. Start with that. Honoring that you are choosing you for the first time in your life. Maybe. Because I know for me, it's been very few and far between. And likely if this is difficult for you to do, it's because you always suppress your needs for others. And so being able to honor for yourself whatever it is that comes up of saying, nope, I know I really want to say yes right now. I know I'm having a hard time saying no, but I know that this is what's best for me. And the best thing is this is how we start to form a relationship with our higher self, with that part of us that is communicating with us all the time that we've kind of turned down. I call my higher self Hummingbird. I'll ask Hummingbird, hey, is this an alignment for me, or do I need to be doing something else? And she'll communicate with me. And it's a very beautiful relationship that I've built over the last 3 years with my spirit guides, with my higher self. And again, if this sounds woo-woo to you, that's okay. Maybe for you, that's your God. Maybe that's the universe. Maybe that's just yourself. Whatever it is for you, we all have that little voice in our head that tells us those things and that kind of chimes in at times. And so start by just telling that voice, we are doing this for a reason. It's going to feel kind of crummy for a bit. It's going to feel weird, but just stick with me of knowing that this is the best thing for us. The second thing, if you get an opportunity or someone asks you something, do not ignore the message, the conversation, the situation, and hope that it just goes away. The more that we practice speaking our truth and saying no, the more that we will improve and the easier that it will become. But what happens is when we ignore those messages, our subconscious remembers. It remembers it like crazy. And it will say little things and show you little signs without even realizing it. It's actually been crazy because I'm not going to say that story because I'm going to give away the person's name and I don't want to do that. So scratch that. But ignoring the message will keep going in our subconscious mind and it will affect us every single day, especially if it's something that you have a toxic relationship with. So with this situation, because I knew I hadn't responded to that message yet, there was definitely days that I forgot, but I would get it in the back of my mind of, hey, you need to answer her. Hey, you need to answer her. And I just kept forgetting. Or also a part of me, I'm sure, was avoiding because I knew what my truth was, but I was having a hard time speaking that. But the more that you ignore it, that person is going to start to get a sour taste in their mouth because you're ignoring them. And B, you're doing yourself a disservice by still saying, hey, your needs aren't being met. Your needs aren't being met. Your needs aren't being met. And again, it's taking a hit on your self-worth. So don't ignore the message, the conflict, the situation, whatever it is, because like in this situation, it might turn out better than you thought, but by avoiding it, you're not actually learning and growing and allowing your mind to rewire its relationship with hard conversations and hard truths. I know exactly what it's like to not know where to turn, to feel alone, helpless, and stuck. My goal as a coach is to help clients from a trauma-informed perspective see your worth and develop self-belief so you may chase your dreams and trust your intuition to live the most aligned, fulfilling life possible. If you're looking to elevate your life to the next level but aren't sure where to start, I would absolutely love to connect. If you're feeling pulled or curious, please use the link in the show notes below to book your free call. I look forward to connecting and supporting you on your own unique journey. Number 3, know your wording makes all the difference. It truly does. In any situation that there could potentially be conflict, how you say something and how you deliver it matters so much. So again, in this instance, I said, thank you so much for thinking of me. That means the absolute world. Unfortunately, I just can't right now. Let's try again in the future. So you're validating like, thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm sorry, I just can't right now. Insert goodness, a little yawn there. Nervous system, setting in right there. Love that. But the way that we say things matters. And so by saying thank you, you're showing them validation and appreciation while also honoring yourself. And you don't have to also explain yourself, which is the next part of this. I like to kind of give a backstory of what my reason is so it doesn't just sound like BS. But you don't have to speak and share your every reasoning with people. If you simply just don't want to go because you don't want to go and you don't have anything, don't lie about it. I would just say, that's not really in alignment with me right now. Thank you so much. And how that person responds is now in their court. That is up to them. But I've seen so many times where we lie about situations of saying we're busy, saying we can't, saying we have this thing, but we don't actually because we're just too shy to hurt other people's feelings or to speak our truth. But in reality, the only one that's actually getting hurt by that is ourselves because we're dishonoring how we're actually feeling. And so your wording matters big time. So practice that. Practice it in the mirror. Practice writing out things in your notes section of your phone. My note section on my phone probably has more notes than any person on the planet because I just write everything in there. If I have a thought, I'm practicing something, if a name that I like comes into my mind, if like everything. Oh my gosh, my notes is just so full. Super side tangent there. But anyways, your wording matters. So remember that. Attacking, ignoring, doing those things is not going to be helpful. Your approach is kind of everything. Number 4, know that how people respond is out of your control. All we can do is be respectful and speak our truth, and those that will understand will, and those that won't. And that's not your fault. That likely just means that they have some work to do on how they respond to rejection and being told no. Because that also is a trauma response based on childhood of how we respond when people tell us no. Because we need to know that if that's not for the highest good of other people and they don't want to be there, why should we feel guilty and shame them for not wanting to be there? It's actually a really selfish thing if you think about it. We have to be willing to put our minds in the mind of somebody else and have compassion for them of saying, if they don't want to be here, that's okay. I respect that and I honor that for you. People pleasing and avoiding hard conversations almost always comes from being shown in the past that people aren't safe. And so we want to avoid and we want to comply with them. And the only way that we can break this cycle is by practicing and knowing that you're worthy of speaking and setting your boundaries. You listening, I know that it's hard, but I also know that slowly over time, the more that we practice this and we rewire our brain and build your worth and find people that are in alignment, because the right people will not shame or guilt you, the more that this will change. I am now on a team where if something comes up and we voice that in our message, like, hey, I'm just not feeling it today, we all understand and we send them love. Versus just avoiding and showing up anyways or making up a lie or making up an excuse, it's not going to work in the same way. We have to be willing to speak our truth and speak our boundaries in the hopes that those around us will do the same for us. And then it's our responsibility to make sure that we are giving that same respect in return. So I hope that you guys found today's episode helpful at just knowing why it's important to speak our truth, but also pay attention to how people respond to that. Pay attention to the ones that lash out at you versus the ones that are accepting. Even if it's hard, because sometimes we can say it's okay and we can still be hurt, and that's okay. It's okay to be upset if someone said no. It's okay if she's upset that I couldn't go today. That makes perfect sense. There's a part of us that's kind of sad, but that's okay. And we get to sit with that and honor that for ourselves. So know that it starts with you. Echo that out and hope that those people will return that for you when it's your time. So thank you guys so much as always. All the love. Happy Thursday. I hope your March starts off amazing. I hope you find a way to pour some self-love into yourself. If you are looking to connect, I would love to book a free 30-minute call with you guys. The link is in the description below. Feel free to book on there. I would love to chat with you, get to know the listeners, no strings attached. All the love, you guys. I look forward to chatting to you all next week. Bye, you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's episode of Rewire to Inspire. I absolutely love connecting with you all, so make sure you're following me on Instagram. I am at Jessie Brown 13. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to leave a review or share with someone you think would enjoy. I look forward to chatting with you all next episode. And remember, get out of your head and into your heart.